Now, if you need to implement queues, there are multiple ways in which you can implement queues. For example, one way to implement queues can be using arrays. Queue using arrays. If you'll try to implement queues using arrays, then what will happen is, if you maintain an array, then you can use the array.push method to actually add the elements. So initially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can see 1 is present at the starting index of the array. If now you want to process 1, when you want to remove any element, you want to remove 1, then you have to shift the elements here. Shifting operation, like from the start of the array, is very inefficient. So the push function, that is addition at the back, can work in order of 1 time. But when you have to remove the element, if you want to remove it, you have to shift all of the elements like this. That's order of n time complexity. So queue using arrays is not a very efficient approach. Instead, how about you start using a linked list? If you use a singly linked list like this, and as of now in most of the linked list, you are just maintaining the head of the linked list. How about you start maintaining the tail of the linked list? We do not separately maintain the tail of the linked list, but how about we start maintaining the tail of the linked list? If we start maintaining the tail of the linked list, what will happen? Let's see. Let's say this is 2, 3, 4, 6. Now, if I do a NQ, of 10, so what will happen is, because we are maintaining the tail pointer, or we are maintaining the variable tail, we are going to create a brand new node, assign it a value 10, and we can say tail dot next is equals to new node. Tail dot next is equals to new node, and then we will update tail to become the new node. So this NQ operation can be done as add at tail. NQ operation can be done as add at tail. And if you have to DQ, then you can just do remove at head. Now, why do you need to maintain a tail node? If you will not keep a track of what node is the tail node, then you have to actually fetch the tail node again and again by traversing the linked list. That will be an order of n time complexity. But if we maintain which node is the tail node, then anytime if we have to NQ, we just have to create a brand new node, do tail dot next is equals to new node, and then update the tail to be equal to the new node. That's it. In this way, add at head is working, add at tail is working in order of 1 time complexity. Remove at head is also working in order of 1 time complexity, and your NQ and DQ operation can work absolutely like a charm. So, before moving forward in the video, if you are somebody who wants to learn the concept of AI engineering and actually make a career in the same field, then you are actually at the right place. Algocamp has launched its first AI engineering cohort, in which you will be able to learn state-of-the-art patterns on how to make these real-world production-grade ready AI applications. You will learn all the concepts from beginner to advanced, starting from basics of LLMs, understanding GPT's API, or let's say Claude's API, how you can actually set up RAGs in production, how you can make your own AI agents with a lot of interesting projects as well. You will be making projects including making your own code reviewing agent, making your own RAG pipeline which will be able to handle long running tasks as well, and whatnot. I list all of the projects here, and you can pause the video and check out all of them. This particular cohort will also help you understand behind the scenes of an LLM, so that you can understand how the LLM actually works, the neural network architecture, the transformers architecture, what was actually running before LLMs like RNNs and LSTMs. All of these concepts of deep learning also we will be actually covering. This particular cohort has been actually made sure that if you are somebody who knows nothing about AI engineering and wants to start your career in AI engineering, you will be able to actually do that. We will provide all of the required fundamentals, including Python, basics of Python, fast API, Docker, Git, GitHub, and everything which will help you to start your learning as fast as possible. If you are somebody who is actually looking for a more structured way to learn AI engineering with people who are actually building these products in production, do check out the link in the description section below, and don't forget to use this particular coupon code to get massive discount on the price. So let's get back to the video. Now, here what we can actually do is, if you want to implement queue using linked list, we need to have a link, first of all, a linked list, right? To have a linked list, we need to first of all have a node. So I'll say class node. Okay. Inside the constructor of the node, we are going to pass a data. and we are going to say this dot data is equals to data, and this dot next is equals to null. Can I say that? Initially, the data property is going to be data, and the next property is going to be null. As simple as that. Now, we want to maintain a linked list. I'll say a class linked list. Now, in the linked list, now this time we have to maintain two properties. We have to say, let's maintain the head of the linked list, and we have to maintain the tail of a linked list. We have to maintain the tail of a linked list. And we have to write two methods, add at tail and remove at head. These are the two methods that we have to write. Now the two methods that we need is add at tail and remove at head. So let's start with, let's say, remove at head. So we'll say remove at head. Okay, we don't need to pass any data. Okay, and we can say, how do you remove at head? If the head is null, if this dot head is equals to null, then you cannot remove anything, right? Because linked list is empty. If the linked list is empty, you cannot remove anything altogether, right? If the linked list is not empty, then what will you do is, you will say const new head is equals to this dot head dot next. Okay, so we will store the new head. And then we will say this dot head dot next is equals to null. So we will disconnect the old head from the linked list. Okay, so we are going to disconnect the old head from the linked list, and then we'll say this dot head is equals to new head. And then we are going to say that now whatever was the new head, that is the second node, that's our brand new head. So allocating the brand new head. That's it. That's how you can do remove at head. And if you want to do add at tail, and let's say we get a data. So first of all, you need to check, is the linked list empty or not? Because if the linked list is empty, then whatever is the new node will be your head also and tail also. We will check if this dot head is equals to null. If this dot head is equals to null, that means linked list is empty. Okay, if the linked list is empty, what you're going to do is, you're going to create a new node is equals to new node with the data property. You're going to say this dot head also is equals to new node, and because this is the first node, so tail also is equals to the same node only. That's it. And you're going to return. Yes or no? If the linked list is empty, then the first node will become the head as well as the tail, because there is a single node in the linked list. Otherwise, what you can do is, you'll create a new node equals to new node data. You'll say this dot tail dot next is equals to new node. So what's happening here? We are attaching the new node after the previous tail, and then we update the tail. We say tail is equals to new node. So here we updated the tail property. We updated the tail property altogether. Make sense? Okay, cool. One more thing that you have to keep in mind while removing the head. Just think about it. If there was a single node, if there is a single node, then the head is also equal to the tail of the linked list. That is the only node. Now just think about it. Is the linked list empty? No, linked list is not empty. You say new head is what? Null, because head dot next is null. You update your head to become null. But can you see you have not updated the tail to become null? So here you have to keep a separate check that if head becomes null after removal of the node, means linked list is empty now. If the linked list is empty now, if this dot head became null, then a simple thing that you have to do is make your tail also go null. Just think about it. So if let's say there is a single node, this is the head and this is the tail. Now You have to remove this node. What do? You say new head is equals to head dot next. What is head dot next? Head dot next is null. So new head has a value null, and then you say head is equals to new head. So now you allocate head is equals to new head, and you break this connection, right? How do you break this connection? You say uh, head dot next is equals to null, so you break this connection. Now just think about it. Tail is still pointing to this node, right? Tail is still pointing to this node, although the linked list is now absolutely empty. So what we have to do is we have to check. If now the head is pointing to null, that means linked list is empty. Tail should also point to null. Otherwise, we don't need to bother about the tail. If any other element is removed, tail is not moved. But if there is only a single element, there is nothing else in the linked list. There is only a single element, which is the head also and the tail also. If this element is removed, then the tail is actually modified. That is something that you have to keep in mind. So in that case, now we have our linked list implementation ready that we need for the queue. I'll just close it up. And now what we can do is we can maintain a class queue. Okay. Now inside queue, what methods do you need? You need a enqueue method that will be having a data. You need a dequeue method. And you need, let's say, a isEmpty method. Okay. One isEmpty method I would like to implement in the linked list also. isEmpty. How do you check if isEmpty? You can say if this dot head is equals to null, that means the linked list is empty. Okay. Now, in the constructor of the queue, when we are going to generate a queue, we are going to say this dot linked list is equals to new linked list. Okay. So we will create a brand new empty list. Okay. We are going to create a brand new empty list once we create the constructor of the queue. And then whenever somebody asks you to enqueue, you will say this dot linked list dot add at tail data. This is how you are going to add at tail. Then if somebody asks you to dequeue, you will say this dot linked list dot remove at head. And if somebody asks you to check if it is empty, we'll say return this dot linked list dot is empty. Okay. We can write one more function, front and back, to get the front and the back of the queue. Okay. So to get the front and the back of the queue, we need two more methods in the linked list. One is get head. So we'll say if this dot head is equals to null, you return, let's say, undefined. Otherwise, you return this dot head dot data. Okay. This is how you can actually get the head. And if you want to get the tail, you will say if this dot tail is equals to null, you return undefined. Otherwise, you return the tail data. That's it. So here also you can say if you want the front, you will say return this dot linked list dot get head. And for the back, this dot linked list dot get tail. Right? As simple as that. So from the queue class, we are just calling the linked list class function. As simple as that. Okay. Now let's try to maintain a queue, or let's try to create a queue. Okay. So I'll say const queue is equals to new queue. You can say queue dot nq10, queue dot nq20, queue dot nq30, console.log queue dot get head, comma queue dot get tail. Okay. Then I can say queue dot dequeue. Then again I'll print. Then again queue dot dequeue. Then again I'll print. Let's see what happens. If I run the code. Oh, sorry, I didn't save the file. If I run the code now, okay, this throws us an error. Oh, my bad. There is no queue dot get head, right? There is queue dot front, q dot front and q dot back. My bad. You can see when I inserted 10, 20, 30, 10 came first, so 10 is at the front, 30 came last, so 30 is at the back. When I dequeued 10, 20 came at the front and 30 is still on the last, no problem. If I dequeued again, 20 has been dequeued. Now 30 is on the front also and back also. If one more time, if I dequeue, if I do a dequeue one more time, this time 30 will also be removed. And can you see we are getting undefined, undefined. So that's how you can actually create a very, very simple queue altogether. And if you see the time complexity of NQ DQ function is order of 1. I'll just push this. Here we go.